Namaste. Dear Rasikas, I'm Shri Guna. I'm basically a Bharatanatyam dancer, a graduate from Kalakshetra. I've been dancing ever since I was 5 years old and never stopped dancing till now because it's been branching out from the seed. Now I'm into a banyan tree. And I've been doing so many activities from contemporary dance, from classical dance. I've been doing design, I've been doing costuming, and a lot of productions. And there are so many is been arranged at the moment coming on, and hopefully it will bloom because I'm still on work in progress. Actually, dance is just a body movement. My personal journey is the spiritual and devotion that actually have deepened my dance movement, because the spiritual and ritual are the individual preference. There's no one is been forced to, but into me, the more that I've become spiritual, the more the dance has become solid. It's like connection with the elements, with the universe. Because of my spiritual connection between universe and the elements is connected. So every movement that I do has become more lively now. Because to others, it's just a finger that moving. But the moment you trust and you make it move, it looks like a flower blooming. So to me, I believe and trust 100%, and whatever we do in that, the emotion, the spiritual will bring it out and it will look beautiful. So we have to trust 100% without any doubt. The person that I will mention right now is Dr. W. Ibrahim, because he found me and he knew that I was talented. But his being my friend, my guru, my mentor, he brought out what I will say, the divine monster in me, because he knew that I can go beyond than what I do. So with his training, he cultivated, because he saw this raw clay and he molded me into this. That's where I begin to see Indian classical dance this way and vast. He introduced me to theatre, art, painting, dance, design, and that's where it inspired me more, because I wanted to do modern dance very badly. So when I came back from Kalakshetra training, and I wanted to go to a school where I can learn classical ballet, modern dance, and that's where I found Ramli. So with him, I worked with him and danced, and that's where today, who am I? I would probably say that I'm the ambassador of Sutra, because of his guidance. Today, who am I as the traditional and yet the contemporary person that balanced? So I am the yin and the yang that blend together, because it's actually difficult for a dancer to be in one line and because you're focused. But because of my talent, that my interest was in classical and contemporary, that's where it branched out. And today I'm like a banyan tree that hanging and waiting to give out whatever I can give to society. See, Abhinaya is actually a daily emotion that we all do. Nothing is special in dance. Of course, in dance, in Bharatanatyam, we have Natya and we have Lokadharmi. In Lokadharmi, is everything's very casual. We do it like a daily movement and everything like that. But in Natya we do it in style. So there's no, because I'm a dancer, I'm able to bring the Lokadharmi and Natya into that. But because we all are so used to daily life, so there's no difference of saying, oh, this is how it should be done. But my influence is because I'm actually literally dancing every day in my life. To me, it's a celebration that every day, I just didn't do, oh, I'm going to dance today, I'm going to do my Abhinaya today. No, every day I move, even though I'm not doing anything, but I try to act with the flowers I'm talking, with the leaves I'm talking. So naturally, the face muscle has been working every day. So there's nothing, because if you don't have the expression only in a particular time, then you're not generating the engine. For me, you have to work every day. Like the body has to work like an instrument, the moment you stop, it stops. And the Shri stops. The moment you start working daily, every day you start rotating your movement, the energy, the Shri will come to you bit by bit, so that you don't have to practice. So when they said, Mr. Guna, are you ready to dance? Yes, I'm ready to dance. I will do it now for you, and I will dance. And that's how I celebrate life. The body itself is like an instrument. The more you tune, the more it produces sound. Like that, every day as you start working your body as dancing, it is activated and it's active. So when in my younger days, I was just dancing. The guru teaches you adavu, we do the adavu as we want to do, but without knowing what we are doing actually. But the thing is, as I grow older and become to discover the body, then the movement becomes more fulfilled, moving, understanding what it means. So therefore, as I grow older, oh yes, before we just do it just like that. But now with the yoga, with the instinct, you breathe and you bring it out. So the movement becomes fuller. It becomes meaningful, even though it's just a movement you're doing, but just doing this is nothing. But with this, as you do the movement there, then there's a meaning. So that's where the discipline needs to be there. You can't just, nowadays we all do 1 week once a class. But in my training in Kalakshetra, we do it every day. So it's become a ritual. And because of the training that I had in Kalakshetra, it's still seated in the body. And in dance, you can't fix, at this period, you have to stop dancing. Dance is never ending. It's like this ocean. The moment you drink one drip of water, you have more to drink. So for me, I'm still learning dance. I can't say I'm a master now because the master is there and we are still learning the trip. Of course, we say master is for the normal human relationship. But for me, I'm always say that's the master and that's the shadow that I'm following right now into that. So therefore, the discipline is very important for a dancer because that's what it keeps the line straight and the discipline into that. I was dancing ever since I was 5 years old. So, and it was non-stop. There was a time where my mother used to beat me and she said, stop dancing. What is this male dancer dancing? It's not good for you and it's terrible. But I will just stop for a while and then moment the music is on, I'll start dancing. And at that time, there was no any particular training. It was just naturally I started dancing. So at the temple near my festival, there's a temple, I told my mom I want to dance. And she said, you're not ready, how can you just dance? I said, no, it's okay, it doesn't matter, a folk dance. And that's where I started dancing. And the moment I started dancing, that's where the sparkle popped. It just burst. And people started liking me to dance. So ever since, I would start dancing everywhere without any technique. But to me, I was dancing passionately, blindly dancing. But to others who saw me dancing, they saw something exuberant. And there was sometimes I used to dance and people used to get trance because maybe they saw Murugan or they saw Shiva dancing. And to me, I assumed that I was dancing like Shiva because for me, Shiva dances formless. He just dances exuberantly. So from then, it went on and went on until I was Form 5. And I said, I decided to be a dancer. And of course, being a male dancer in this country is like, what can you do? How much can you earn? And I said, for me, I just told them straightly, how definite a lawyer or engineer or doctor can be successful? Because it's a gamble. Because the moment you get a degree, is just where the life starts. Because the first surgery a doctor do, the first case a lawyer do, that's where it begins. So it's a gamble. So same thing I said, I will take it as a dance. Then from there I went on. Because of that constantly the body was dancing, I never had a problem of adjusting with this. Because it's only seated. It's just the training just planted and layered and layered and layered. So therefore, I was never had a problem. With the blessing of God, it just went on and on. And more, it became wonderful. And even though I did the diploma for 4 years, I said, oh my God, that's all? And this way, the eyes open, because in Kalakshetra, everything is so pakka, everything is so detailed. The dance, where they just tell you the line should be here, line should be there. And this way, when you're finishing your course and you said you have to leave. So from then onwards, it became a system in my body. I started dancing. And again, with the contemporary influence of my fashion and everything. So I had my tradition as the base, which is very strong, and then bloomed the fashion and the contemporary there. So there was no feeling of, oh my God, an oil and water. I became one. I can be fashionable at the same time, I can be traditional at the same time. So there was not a problem for me to say that, how am I going to blend? What society going to talk about? But again, because my belief was so strong and what I was doing was genuine, I did not go out of the box, or I went into the box, out of the box, but I was true to myself. And because I was true to myself, people believed what I was doing. So it was not like, how you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this. For them, let him do. So there was no anything against what I was doing. And therefore, that where it encouraged me to go on and further and further. Because I was so true to myself and I believed what I was doing. And again, the spiritual part of me kept the strength was going. Even though in my younger days, the spiritual part wasn't exuberant because I was not so aware of it. But as I grow older, the connection that kept me strong. And even though there was friends, I became an influencer. I became an influencer. People follow me. Oh my God, you are so stylish, yet you can dance. So when they saw me on stage, like, wow, I want to be like Guna. So for me, that was such a plus point. And there was a time where after the performance, people came and praised and say like that. I kept it cool because I didn't want that to keep the ego go up. Because for me, the moment the ego comes up as a crown, that's it, that's a fall. So I keep saying, I always tell, if I'm going to be famous, I'm going to be a star, and because of the ego is going to be there, I don't want. I'd rather just be a humble dust. Because for me, I discovered that the ego will only shine for a short while. And at that time, there was nothing in social media that we need to expose. So for me, I dance to myself. So that's it. I just dance, whether it's good or bad. I mean, there's bound to be negative and positive energy all the time. Positive, yes, is a good thing that layer. Negative, I take it positively to improve myself. Because the moment the jealousy comes in, I start telling to myself, instead of taking revenge on that person, I take the jealousy to improve myself. And that will keep you positive. The moment you start having this jealousy and you start hating the person, it becomes negative and the devil takes over and the revenge takes over, and that's it, you're down. So for me, all this negativeness, if you take it into the positive, it will help you very well. But again, you have to believe, you have to trust in it 100%. Don't have this doubt, will it happen or not? The moment you have doubt, whatever is coming, it will block. So for me, trust 100%. It will take time, because art is something you have to take time. You plant a seed today, you can't have the leaves going tomorrow, So take your time. And as you're so passionate with that, you'll be tested, you'll be questioned, and you say, okay, fine, doesn't matter. Of course, sometimes even I'll say, oh my God, what's happening to me? But then I said, no, it should happen, it will happen, it must happen. Over the years, as I've grasped things around me, the aspect, because I'm also a fashion designer, interior designer, I do landscaping, I do so many things. So I grasp all this aspect and add on into my dance, which actually made it more exuberant. So I'm actually having a paradise inside myself that I would like now to share with the new generation. I want the generation now just not only to learn dance as a hobby, but if you have the talent and you want to take that further up, then you discipline yourself. Because in dance, actually, it's all the subjects that you learn in school. Because in dance, there's science, which is yoga. You're inhaling, you inhale, you're breathing in, all that. In dance, you do your choreography. So when you come to choreography, it's your geography that you need. Your north, south, east, west, where you start on as you're doing a group choreography, it's your geography that comes in. So aspect of all the science, breathing, everything that's you subject in school, you have to learn. Therefore, you have to be intelligent, because some dancers they just learn not knowing anything, which sometimes where the guru has to explain to them. Because for them, once a week a class in 1.5 hours, and that's about it. How much can you feed them? So I know this is sometimes a problematic for students to grasp of the one, but then there should be also a theory part and practical part, because in my school when I learned, we had the theory and the practical, because the theory which where the subject comes in, and the practical where they realize it. But of course, now with all this internet, you can find so many information. So therefore, you just find out as yourself. But then again, you have to have the interest. The younger generation have to have the interest to grasp this, because I only can take the horse to the lake. That's about it. Whether you're drinking or not drinking, it's up to you. But then, for me as an artist, I will say I'm a total artist, because what I do around myself, I'm living in a painting. It could be a fantasy. People may say, yes, you're living in fantasy. Yes, because I'm an artist, and that's how I live. So to me, whether it's madness or not, I say it's divine. But again, it takes discipline, a passion. So what I want like the dancers right now to do, learn this. Not only the dance or the costume, what color sari you want to wear, that's not important. What you want to learn is to dance, but again, trust yourself, be true to yourself. Build the trust in you, and it will come to you. Don't do the dance for audience. You dance for yourself, and you dance for the guru, you dance for the divine. And then the reflection of the triangle will reflect on you. Don't look at the Facebook and say, oh my God, I have so much liking. The moment you have 100 liking, you feel like, wow. And then others will say, oh, I only have 84 likings. So therefore, this Instagram and Facebook thingy is actually bringing your ego down or your ego up. Because at my time, we didn't have any of that. But now, people are doing influencer, 1,000, 120, and that becomes more. But if you learn to control that, it's good. But then the moment you feel like, I'm already a dancer, no. As I said, you can never be a Raja, because Nataraja is there. It will take time for you to come. So don't get influenced with this social media, because it can poison you. Learn the own way. You don't have to be spiritual, because if you don't have to be spiritual, it doesn't matter, because there's no law that's saying that you have to be spiritual or what. But if you are in spiritual, it will help you to go in your path. Otherwise, there's no strength. You are so fragile. This will keep you strong. Believe in yourself, you do it, and the light will be your path. No, the one that I actually remember so much is actually performing in Isha Ashram with at Isha Ashram with Sadhguru at the Dhyana Lingam. Because when we were performing, I was performing with Sutra, and after our Odissi performance, we all stopped, and Sadhguru came and we were speaking, and he said, Ramli, why don't you and the dancer, it was Eve of New Year, he said, invite the New Year and dance. So we were in the Dhyana Lingam temple, and with this 4 oil lamp, huge oil ghee lamp was lighting, and we just danced with our bells, just around the lingam. And for me, that was the best moment of my life, that I said, if I can just only repeat that again, it was so beautiful. Because to me, a prasadam, to dance in Dhyana Lingam is not so easy. At that time, we did not have the Adi Yoga, the icon of Shiva there. It was just very simple movement. But for me, that was the best movement. For me, even though I danced, I wish that could be repeated, which I doubt it can because now it's very commercialized already. But the moment when I danced, I was in tears because that was such an ananda for me to dance. For me, uh, my daily life is a stage. My daily movement is a stage. So for me, people said, Mr. Kuna, why aren't you dancing anymore? I said, what makes you think I'm not dancing? I'm dancing every day. For me, every day is what I wear. How should I look? And my movement that I do with the garden, my painting. So I'm actually dancing without audience. And my audience are my plants. My audience are the universe. My audience are the stage and lights and things. So off stage, on stage, I'm dancing. So therefore, continuously the energy is rotating in my body. And because I trust, I believe, for me, there's no feeling of, oh my God, I'm not dancing, or I'm not dancing. I say, no, I'm dancing. And and that's why I keep saying to all my rasigas, celebrate life because for me, we never know what's waiting for us tomorrow. So for me, each moment, every day, I do my dance, I live my style, and for me, that's my celebration. That's how I enjoy, and that's how I wished all the Rasarasigas should continue living happily after. Sugam Shantam. Om Ankikam Bhuvanam Yasya Vachikam Sarva Vangmayam Aharyam Chandra Taradhi Tvam Namas Satvikam Shivam Shivam Sukham Anandam Yal Isai Isan Nadagam.